Hello to people on the internet, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright. We are cross-examining Acro.
We are?
Yes, we are cross-examining Acro.
Okay, I'm on my phone, so I don't
Stop!
care.
Get off your fucking phone. We're recording.
I'm telling no one that real quick.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna hang out with him later tonight? I guess.
No, I'm just telling him why I'm not responding right now.
Oh, gotcha. Eagle, what are you doing? Back up on my lap.
She wants cuddles and pets and attention. She's a cat. She demands it.
She is a cat. You are correct. Wow, what an assessment. How'd you come to that conclusion?
Well, I mean, she looks like a cat. She talks like a cat. I'm assuming it's got to be a cat.
Yeah. You said that you were resting in bed. Wow.
You're resting in bed. Dun, 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 dun.
One
you get a new item. Morning wood.
Oh no. Morning wood?
I did, yeah.
Good grief. Do you know... Sorry, this is not related to anything. I for some reason I randomly remembered. I was talking to Raymond earlier before I came to pick you up, right?
Right, I kind of heard you on the phone.
Yeah. He was telling me about his new job at UPS, right? Apparently, he said that they're, that he had to move really heavy, 70-pound barrels of horse cum. And I was like, hold on, wait. When you say horse cum, and he was like, yeah, semen, sperm from horses. I'm like, 70-pound barrels of horse cum? And he's like, yeah.
Multiple barrels that are 70 pounds.
Yes.
Of horse cum.
Of horse cum. That he had to move.
Okay.
And he was like, listen, man, I don't question these things. Someone ordered it. I'm just there to,
I'm just there to give it to them, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. Like, I don't judge. I don't ask no questions. I just work here, man.
Yeah. I'm like, what the... because I thought he misheard him at first. And I was like, wait, run that one past me again?
Right. Yeah, you heard me right. Horse cum.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
What would you think he said? Maybe horse rum or something?
I don't know.
A horse brand rum or something? Or...
Maybe, I heard cum and I was like, there's no way I heard that right. But no, I was right. It was right. Because he kind of just raced right past it, right? He was talking about yeah, barrels of horse cum, and then just kind of continued talking. I was like, whoa. Roll that back,
Hang on, wait a minute. Did you just say what I think you said?
Yeah.
How you just that casual about that particular that's a really interesting thing. It's one thing if it's one barrel and you're sending out to a ranch or something, or it's transferred from one ranch to another because they're ordering to inseminate the herd or whatever. But multiple barrels, 70 pounds a piece, and someone just ordered this okay.
Yeah. It's probably going to some breeding place or something, but still, it's
probably. But why so much at once?
I don't know.
I don't know why, but something about barrels of it just sounds
right.
Really weird.
Yeah, it does.
Just walking up to a big old wooden barrel and flipping it. Oh, that's the horse cum.
Yeah.
And just shutting it again.
Right.
Okay. I mean, they're probably shipped in really big metal barrels, but even so, just the fact that it's a barrel. I don't know why, but a barrel just sounds weird.
I completely agree.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just expecting vials or tubes of them or something, but a barrel?
Yeah.
Wow, that is a lot.
It is. Anyway.
Even if you just said a pallet of horse cum, I would even be okay, you know what, yeah, whatever. Sure,
right.
Order a lot, in bulk, but...
A barrel. Specifically a barrel.
70-pound barrel, no less. And multiples of them. Again, I don't know why, but barrels is what I really just
because
caught up on.
It's not
that's not a small measurement,
right? Like you're saying, vials, it makes it maybe multiple vials or whatever. But barrel makes you think that it's just all in there.
Or again, even a tube, so this way they could just stick it in and inseminate or whatever. But
at least it's a smaller thing. Maybe if you get multiple of them and then it's in a box or something.
Right.
But
that's probably refrigerated or encased otherwise.
But just
ice or something. But
just all that liquid just
there in a barrel. Like, does that mean that like you have to go in and like mix it around so it doesn't like start like clumping or something?
I don't
Is that
know.
A thing?
I
like,
don't know.
I have a lot of really weird questions now, and I don't want to get into it on camera. We just spent 5 minutes talking about this. Anyway.
Oh, sorry. One would thus assume that you could turn the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep.
If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains?
That's cute.
Something related to the birds, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Also, where's that third one? It just kind of randomly appears, I guess?
Yeah. I never really thought of that. I guess means I'm off to buy some curtains.
Haha. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Ow! The witness will proceed with his testimony.
Well, not only do we not have to reread it, but that's my line anyway.
I just find it kind of funny that like this random like third little bird is just flapping around somewhere in the courtroom.
Yeah.
You know, pestering some of the audience members, or sitting on someone's finger or whatever, chirping and doing his happy little bird thing. And then every once in a while just flies back to Echo just to say hi, I guess, and then fires off again.
Yeah.
All right.
Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. Pressing Acro didn't seem to get results. Maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now.
He's in bed on the 3rd floor and he heard a sound. Well, if the sound came from the 1st floor at the ground level, that's gotta be a really fucking big sound. Which, they're saying that it sounded like a loud thump, but I don't think that's just somebody getting cracked over the head. That sounds like somebody falling.
So, are we saying we should press on this, or... Because we don't really have anything to, like...
I know, but I'm starting to think that he wasn't clunked over the head. I'm starting to think that maybe that he was, but then he was, like, raised and or otherwise dropped. And that's what killed him. Because the others had to be an incredibly strong person to thunk somebody over the head and kill them instantly like that. Kind of like with what was the name of the robot coach from Danganronpa?
Nekamaru. Yeah, I was actually gonna say that, but I didn't want to say any spoilers.
Weird. Well, I'm sorry for the spoilers, but I'm kind of getting a weird vibe that, like in that case, he was knocked out and whatnot, and then dropped from a high place. And again, I am really sorry for the spoilers and everything, but I'm kind of hoping since it's already been out by this time that you would have already seen it. So.
I mean, not everyone watches everything on my channel. Matter of fact, I don't actually get many views at all.
I'm aware.
So.
I know, and I'm sorry, but anyway, that's the kind of situation I'm getting at here, is that it sounds like he was knocked out by being hit and then dropped, probably near or on the box.
Alright, but...
I don't necessarily have anything to prove that, per se, but it is a theory I've been kind of working with, especially given that it's supposed to be such a loud enough thump, that everybody is able to hear it in a decent radius, including somebody up on the 3rd story of a building.
But do we have anything that can say...
Currently, no, because as far as we know, right now, we don't even have a murder weapon.
So, I shouldn't press on it yet.
I would say no, I guess, for right now. What's the matter, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a more clear contradiction, I should tread lightly.
Yeah, it didn't seem like there was really anything necessarily contradicting it either.
Yeah.
So...
Whoops. Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure?
A bird, a bat, several things.
Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure seems plausible.
You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix, Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night.
I believe it was a human. Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. I wonder if Agner's statement jives with the facts.
Well, I don't think we really have anything that we can say was not a human.
Wait.
Unless... You think they dressed the bust up?
I mean, and it's a possibility, isn't it?
My question would be, like, I think the bust might have been... Oh, you know what? I think I might start putting something together. So, you have the ringmaster with the bust and everything. Maybe he's going to use that as, like, some sort of, like, bargaining chip to, like, talk to Regina with. He's confronted by Ben and Trilo.
Okay.
Trilo, who already was waiting for the ring and everything or whatever, you know, because the ringmaster, he's dressed up in Max's costume and everything.
Mm.
I imagine that was what in the box previously was the bust, and thus it was heavy and locked, because it's important. Wait, no, because the bust was on the... Never mind. That's completely wrong, because the bust was supposed to be on that little stand in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And Will said it was missing about 5 days prior. Well, maybe. Maybe it is in the box. Because I don't see the pepper being that important to be in that large of a box. I'm sorry, especially since he just randomly had another one from in the kitchen right there. Like, the exact same shaker and everything. Like, I just don't see the pepper being that important.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure the bust was in the box, and that was going to be a present to Regina. The ringmaster addresses Max, I guess, in a weird, like, thing of trying to propose to Regina or something on behalf of Max or something. Or maybe even talk some crap about him to try and sway her away from it. I don't know. Either way, I think that's what he's carrying in the box and everything. He got hit over the head, dropped it, and that's what the loud thump was. And that's why he slouched over it, because he was smacked by something. Killed him instantly, thump, and then him over it. Now, that would make sense, except for the fact that would mean the lock would have to have been opened, the bust removed, the pepper put back in, and then shut again, all while
The ringmaster's
on top of it. Because as far as I'm aware, there's no other like slump or anything of him being there.
Plus, whoever would have moved the ringmaster probably would have moved around the box a whole bunch and thus created footprints, but there's only one.
And probably a lot of noise and whatnot too,
Yeah.
so... Well, it was an idea.
Yeah. But, do you think... I mean, we're saying... Are you sure it was a human? We could probably use the bust, right?
I mean, yeah.
You think that's something we could use?
I don't know if it's a strong enough contradiction to warrant arguing about it, because, I mean... Why would they make... it? Then again, the bust is shiny, and if it was dressed in the clothing or something somehow, and money ran off with it, that could definitely make it seem like it was flying, especially if it went right past the window.
Would a monkey be able to carry that? Like...
I mean, I would assume so. I don't see why not. I mean, he carried around a fucking tuba for crying out loud.
No, I mean...
Assuming the bust is made mostly of a light metal, or even jade, which is a strong but light material, kind of like glass. I could definitely see money running off with it, especially shiny and stuff like that as it is.
But you don't think it's strong enough to warrant pressing?
Well, my thing is, like, if it was missing from the cafeteria 5 days prior, and it didn't appear in Akira's room, which is where Money seems to keep his stash of everything, you know, I don't know why it would suddenly be relevant to this bit here, unless...
The only reason I thought about it was because, mannequin, action figure. I'm like, bust? I don't know.
Yeah, but
It was just an off thought.
It is a thought. I do like the idea, but I don't think that's what happened. I'm pretty sure the bust is probably part of the murder weapon.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm guessing at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not like we get a pencil if you're not, pressing it. We can always go back on it.
Yeah. Oops. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. And I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly past your window? The safety lights lit things enough for me to see. But honestly, there's only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was a person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses in the front.
Did you see any of the other symbols?
I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica.
Part of me wonders if in setting him up, too, maybe they use like some special wires or something outside the lodging of the house to like lift the Ringmaster up and then drop him. Again, that being the loud thump, and then using the same wires to hook up the bust maybe or something to make it seem like it was Max flying away and pulling him up quickly.
And you know...
And, I mean, puppets with strings and, you know, marionettes and that sort of thing aren't necessarily that far away from ventriloquist puppets.
But, you know, the whole thing in all this, and I guess maybe it's not too important, but we still don't really have a motive.
That's also true, because the Ringmaster was liked by everybody.
Yeah, everyone liked him.
I mean, Mo said, well, I mean, now that he's gone, maybe I might try stepping up to the Ringmaster, but I don't think he would have had the motive, because he was a good friend of the Ringmaster, and he didn't really strike me as that intent on stepping up into the position.
He's rather more, like, reluctant to do it, but he's doing it because, like, he has to.
Well, he feels like he has to at this point.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but also, for the longest time, he was so dedicated and studious on doing his whole clown thing that, you know, even though he hasn't made anybody laugh in 10 years, he's still trying really hard to succeed at his job. And so I don't think he had any ambition, like Max said, like most of these guys. I don't think any of them had the ambition to go do that to the Ringmaster. So part of me wonders if maybe there's somebody outside the circus. But if that's the case, then that's a whole field of other people to deal with.
Yeah.
But again, that's Von Karma's job to find out and prosecute whoever that was. Our job is to make sure that it's not Max that did it.
Right, right.
So...
yeah. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there's something... no. I keep pressing the wrong one. When did you start thinking that you saw... what you saw wasn't a dream?
Oh. That's not important.
I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory.
Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Ow! Objection. Sustained.
Don't sustain that.
Backer must be lying about what he saw, right?
Of course he is. Now, the challenge would be to expose him in his lies in court.
Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick.
Alright, well, the only thing I have that's a lead of any sort right now is the bust.
Because I don't think we have...
Wrong one.
Press him and then say yeah, and then present, I guess, the bust? Because I don't know what else is really necessarily wrong with his testimony.
Yeah.
Because he said... It's kind of strange, but he mentioned specifically that he didn't see the white roses without being prompted. I mean, yeah, it's one of the symbols, but it's a thing that...
Yeah. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that I was just given.
If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? The bust? This... What in the world is this?
I'm guessing this is a...
Ow! You just don't get it, do you, Phoenix Wright?
What don't I get?
You're not going to be able to get through the usual bluff routine. Your client looks to be ready to take off once again, straight towards a guilty verdict. You were bluffing? I will not forgive any more mockeries made in this court.
Whoops. Well, I didn't get a penalty.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, which one did you try to present?
I pressed...
Because I think you clicked the wrong one.
Did I? No, I pressed this, and then that was when he was talking
No,
about...
I think you tried to present the wrong photo. Thing.
No, I presented the max bust.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But that wasn't it.
So, was it not the one to press him on, or was it... I saw Max... It was Max Galactica, but I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looks like. All the pictures we have of Max are of him from the front. We don't have anything of what he looks like from behind, do we? Not that it's necessarily important, but... Okay, yeah, it was the right one, so I don't know. That's the... yeah.
And this is what I presented. The
Right,
buzz.
right, okay. I just.
I mean, you mentioned something about how he said white roses on his own without us bringing it up.
Right.
So maybe there's something here that's strange? Oh, well, actually, I guess the judge did ask.
Suck hat, quote.
No, well, no, he actually did say white roses without being prompted.
Right, about the symbols.
Right. So maybe talk about the symbols?
Contradiction, proof of evidence, see some evidence, yes, yes.
So maybe this?
That's the only other thing I can really think of right offhand.
No.
Oh. Time to load?
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to get a penalty, but I don't really want to go through all that dialogue.
That's fair. Loud thump. I don't...
Man. Maybe I present the bust on this one? I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to spitball.
Did you see any of the other symbols? Hat and cloak. Contradiction.
No.
Try doing the loud thump noise and something about the ringmaster picture.
Okay.
Maybe because like if he fell or something. I don't know. Air sound from outside.
So this is basically just him hearing the thump from the third floor.
Right.
But what do we have that could...
The box? It's a 20-pound box, which means that it's, even though it's small, but it's locked and sturdy, which means whatever's inside of it was kind of important.
But what does this have to do with the sound?
I don't know. I'm just spitballing maybe something about the sound being heard from the third floor was... Do we have a map of the circus itself? Yeah, if he's on the third floor, how did he hear it though? You know? I mean, like, that's like almost like an explosion level kind of sound. Like... So I don't know, it feels like we're missing something too, doesn't it? Just a little bit?
I don't remember what we're supposed to present here. I really don't.
Well, do we want to pause the episode and then start running through a bunch of shit just to see what works?
That would take too much time.
Well,
Because, like, there's literally, like, 4 things we could present on, and a lot of things, and plus we gotta go through all the dialogue.
I thought I was dreaming. Just after 10 p.m., I was resting in my bed. Wasn't he at practice?
Well, I don't know if he goes to practice anymore, considering...
Well, I mean, he says he's employed as an acrobat, so I mean, theoretically, I would assume, right? Since he's still employed there. And if it was just after 10 p.m., if he can't get up by, you know, up to the window by himself and everything, how was he there just after practice ended? Like, it would take him a little bit to get up there, right?
Maybe? Is this even gonna let me... No, that doesn't even have an option for me, though.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 3 items we can present on?
Yeah, we can press, at least. We're not actually presenting, we're just pressing.
So Max dreaming and flying, right?
The thump, the someone flying, and him saying that it was Max.
Okay.
This one's like, are we sure it was human? Which is why I thought it was like maybe the best, but that didn't work. I'm almost tempted to like look it up.
Go back one real quick. Large thump noise from outside the window. could the noise have been something to do with money?
Maybe. Yeah, you go ahead. I'm gonna see.
I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. How can he be so certain it was Max Galactica when just a couple moments ago he said someone flying?
Well, I mean, that's the only person who flies, right?
I mean, I guess, but also, he only saw him from behind, and I don't know, part of me...
Well, I'm guessing he saw the cloak and the hat and was like, yep, Max Galactica.
I guess. But if the Ringmaster was dressed in the costume, wouldn't that prove that it wasn't Max that he saw? Especially considering he only saw him from behind, he only saw that hat and cloak.
Hold on.
Because that's the other thing I can
of course. It's literally something we even mentioned before in the last trial.
Huh. That's something that we have to make sure it's relevant to the case before we present it.
No, it's something that we contradicted Mo about.
Which bit? That it was weather?
No, that Max had his hat on the whole time when his hat was found at the scene of the crime. But he says he saw the hat too.
Right.
So I gotta press on the hat.
Okay. Oh, okay. That. Yeah. Yes, we have the hat.
You claimed you've seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw on Max's head as he flew by my window.
But it was already removed by that point.
Well, you should have tried looking down your window that night. That would have been quite difficult, considering the state I'm in. Just looking outside the window is a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed that the silk hat was found on the scene of the crime. That's the Ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat.
Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats?
I'm actually kind of mad at myself now because, like, literally...
We forgot about it?
Yeah, it was, like, literally a plot point in, like...
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to come up again.
Yeah, I mean, that is fair.
How often does this thing repeat itself?
Right, you know, that's fair. No, this is handmade. One-of-a-kind model that only made for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand.
Order! As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick?
Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Acro was the real culprit! No, I mean... Probably... Well, I mean... We can't necessarily entirely rule that out.
Should I say that, though? I'll say it.
Oh, okay.
Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself.
What? That's a bold statement. Do we have the evidence to back up that it was Acro, though?
Maybe? I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I'm not going to tell you. Yeah. That's your line, by the way.
On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of?
Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry.
It was a little upper body strengthening equipment, but that would make sense for somebody who can't necessarily, get around with their legs anymore, because they would need to be able to strengthen themselves to support the extra weight. Ooh. Mr. Wright, are you serious?
Deadly serious, Your Honor.
I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to be almost be scary.
He seemed rather calm and collected while this bird keeps pecking at my forehead.
Ding ding. Stop it, stupid bird. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation?
Other than the fact that my bird is dingling at his forehead?
I'm gonna turn your bird into wingdings for that.
Jeez. I don't really need to say a thing, do I?
What do you mean?
Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house.
That's true.
I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help with his client. But to do this by accusing me of murder of all things...
See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man.
Phoenix is a phony poopy head!
See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it.
I
think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice?
Well, I'll answer that question in the next episode.
Son of a bitch!
See you guys next time!
Bye!